In this video, I'm going to show you how you can sketch graphs by using transformations. So for this one here, let's try and sketch this function. So start out with f of x equals 1 over x, which will look like this. 1 over x graph will look like this. And then remember, this is our destination. We're trying to get to this destination. So slowly transform this into this. So our next transformation would be move it across by 2. So x minus 2. When we apply this transformation, we would put this into the x. We would put it into the x. So it would then become this. Now we have no idea what this graph looks like, but we do understand this transformation. This transformation will move the graph across by 2 in the opposite direction. So imagine this is positive 2 here. Then the graph will look like this. And now plus 3. So it would be the old graph, f of x minus 2, and then you would add 3. So you would take the old graph down, and then you would add 3. Now we have no idea what this is doing, but we do understand that this transformation will get the old graph, add 3 to it. So you move you translate the graph up by 3. So it will look like this. So this, remember earlier we moved it across by 2. Now we need to move it up by 3. So now the graph will look like this. So our function here looks like this. Okay, so you can actually sketch functions in about 2 seconds by understanding transformations. So let's look at this one here. For this one here, start out, see the x squared, start out with f of x equals 1 over x squared. So that would look like this. That would look like this. Now move it across by 1. So f of x plus 1. So that means you've got to put this into the x only, So that would look like this. Now we have no idea what this looks like, but we do understand this transformation. This transformation will move it across by 1 in the opposite direction. So what that means is this: move it across. So now it's negative 1, and then now the graph looks like this, and then we need to drag it down by 3. So our old function, drag it down by 3. So that means our old graph, drag it down by 3. So we have no idea what this looks like, but we do understand this transformation. This transformation will move it down by 3. So what that means is earlier we dragged it across by 1. Now we need to move it down by 3. So this is negative 3. So now the graph will look like this. Okay, so you can sketch it by just transforming graphs. Let's look at this one here. This one here, you would start out with f of x equals x squared, which will look like this, and then move it across by 1. So apply this transformation. That means you've got to put this into the x only. So that would be x minus 1 squared. And then that would then move it across in the opposite direction by 1. So this here is 1. So now the graph will look like this. Drag it down by 3. So take the previous graph, drag it down by 3. So that means take the previous graph, drag it down by 3. We have no idea what this looks like, but this transformation we do understand. It was the previous graph, drag it down by 3. It was a previous graph, drag it down by 3. So now it's negative 3. So now the graph looks like this. Okay, so you can sketch it easily by just knowing that you drag it across by 1 and then drag it down by 3. Anyway, next one here. This next one here, square root of x minus 3. So you start out with f of x equals square root of x, which will look like this. And then apply this transformation. That would mean you have to put this into the x only, x minus 3. So now we have no idea what this looks like, but this transformation will move it across by 3 in the opposite direction. So that's what it will look like. Okay, last one here. We have no idea what this looks like, but start out with 2 to the power of x, which I'm expecting you to know that it looks like this. And then to obtain this from here, we've got to somehow get to here. So apply this transformation, minus x inside the brackets. So that means you have to put this into the x only. So that would be this. Now we have no idea what this looks like, but we do understand this transformation. This transformation will flip it across like this. So now it will look like this. So you see this function here will look like this. It will never reach 0, but it will look like this. Okay?